This short video is an explanation of how we aim as a college to use ProMonitor in its first year. Number 1, creating your student and tutor groups. It is essential that we set up our student groups at the start of the year so that we can track our students, add targets and know who we've got in our groups. As well as courses that you teach on, you will also need tutor groups set up for those that you specifically see for tutorials, target setting and reviews. Number 2, using the ILP pages during induction. Here is an example of an ILP page that you will be setting up during the induction process or in a tutorial. This one's about goals and targets. Number 3, setting SMART targets for learners. Here is an example of a typical SMART target page for a student. As you can see at the top, the red categories are overdue, the green ones have been achieved, and the yellow box underneath is ready to be inputted. Number 4, sharing information with staff and recording reviews and meetings through the year. This may take a while to get the hang of because it's kind of a replacement for the email system, certainly with regard to the comments, which is an example up here. But as you can see, it creates a trail for that particular learner of all the key pieces of information, short meetings, anything that feels needs to be shared with the staff that need to know it. Down here we have an example of a short progress review which could be done throughout the year. What does not need to be done in year 1? You do not need to set up assessment information and Markbook features. This is an example of a Markbook page. It is felt that in year 1 of using ProMonitor that it will be too much to add all of the assignment and Markbook details. If you started the process, that's great, as it will be done in the future, but at the moment we need to focus on the SMART targets, getting the students tracked and getting the hang of using the comments and the reviews. You do not need to worry about parent reports and students viewing their information through ProPortal, as this will not be activated in year 1 of using ProMonitor. This is the ProPortal page that students and parents can access that we won't be switching on access to this year. It obviously will be a great feature for the future, but to start with we need to make sure the quality of information that we put on the system is correct. So what is the timescale for the things that do need to be done? As you can imagine, the creating of student and tutor groups is most important, and this needs to be done as soon as students are enrolled and entered onto the system. Using the ILP pages can also be done during induction, or you might find it more appropriate to do in later tutorial sessions. So hopefully by October half term we need to be seeing as much ILP pages completed as possible. Number 3, setting SMART targets for learners. Try to set at least one SMART target for each of your learners before October half term. It is better to have 1-2 good quality SMART targets that will help your learner than too many that will overload your learner. Number 4, sharing information with staff and recording reviews and meetings. While nobody expects you to create comments and reviews on ProMonitor for everything you do try to record the important meetings and comments that may need to be referred back to in the future. This will create a clear history of the learner without different members of staff having to search back through old emails. So what is available to help you master ProMonitor? Well, if you go onto the staff intranet and go to the ProMonitor link, you will then be able to access this page here, which has all the resources that you can need to dip into, which are provided by Compass, the people who created the program. The little PDF links are at the end of the titles, and lots of screenshots. The text isn't too heavy, but if that's too much to get into, there's always these little short videos that we'll be posting just to get the basic uses across of ProMonitor. You can also address any sort of major issues to your line manager, or to even a member of staff, one of the champions possibly, who's already been using it. Hopefully that should answer all of your questions. Keep watching the videos and good luck with using ProMonitor.